Okay, alrighty. Always just gotta give it a little bit, and there we go. Good morning, everybody. It's Alex. This is 28 of streaming my Handmade Game Dev. And if you would like to join me for today's fun work as we delve further into the Mac port of the game. Oh, sorry if I'm peeking the mic too much. All you need for that is your preferred drink. This is our morning matcha here. And we will go have our sip of the day. All right. So, basically yesterday, last couple of days have been fighting with the fact that, hey, made a lot of architectural decisions to try to support Win32 and abstract things out a little bit to be able to support more platforms in the future. And I think we discovered some of the problems with the assumptions that were made with this abstraction. So the main way that all of this was sort of connected together was, our goal was to turn the entry point of the program into a spot here in our game.cpp. This is our main game logic game loop file here, and this was doing pretty much everything. It was allocating all the memory, setting up all of the initializing all the things, loading all the assets, and then that would go in and it called the OS level window init, graphics init, all this stuff, to actually start rendering and doing some real things. And yeah, the goal was basically to keep everything going through this common entry point, so that we have the same way in everywhere. We manage the entry point. We are the ones who are telling the operating system to go here or there, and that's the goal. We'll call their code at some point, but I think we have a problem with that mindset, and I think the problem has come due. So we were trying to do that on Mac. We were trying to set that up, and I think we still probably can. Learning a little bit more about all the stuff that this thing kind of wants us to do. We can go in and set the the metal view delegate up. We have something that's already mostly setting the window up, not totally correctly, but it's mostly getting there. We can have something that goes in and kind of generates everything that matches like what we want to be doing, or we have done in Windows. But I think we're swimming upstream here in a bad way. If we look at Ted Bendickson's example code for how he kind of did this, how he created his Mac platform layer that we are kind of like basing our code off of here, at some level. He is just doing things with the just using the regular entry point of Mac here, of Windows. It goes in and enters in Win main, right? He's using that, and especially he's using the default entry point for iOS, right? So if we look at if we try to find where the main is, yes, UI application, because I think this is yeah, all right, so here's the main. and it all like kind of looks exactly the same as the Mac platform layer stuff, but I think that the names are a little bit different because you would be using like UI kit instead of app kit, right? So there's a couple of swap outs there. Delicious. So, and I think every single you're maybe like, okay, it's kind of fine. We're like, why is that a problem to keep owning the entry point yourself and just have to do this on each platform? And I think that unfortunately that is not really the model of what is actually happening when we try to load our program on any of these platforms. And we're fighting that most strongly now with trying to figure out this Objective-C and C++ interop stuff, right? So if you think about it, what happens when you write your little program up in whatever target language it is, right? So we will we're writing our program up in C, C++, some Objective-C here for the Mac game. What's going to actually happen when when you try to run that in the operating system is the entire operating system lives on that native Objective-C layer, right? Everything is built up around that. Every single SDK that is kind of fundamental here is an Objective-C library with an Objective-C interface. We would go through and have that all kind of bring up, and then as it tries to start, it's going to look for the default entry point, kind of thinking what it's going to think, and then at some point it kind of goes in and we'll start calling into some more of our code with whatever libc or C runtime is available on the platform. So there is some point where there actually is a transfer from one to the other, and I think I think this seems like such a nitpicky thing, but this is the thing we're fighting. Is all the native stuff should be on the entry point, should be on the outermost layer. How's it going, Kele? I don't want to be the Objective C++ guy, but here we are dealing with that. So that's awesome. I think what needs to happen basically is kind of the model of which layers of stuff are on top and are getting called into versus kind of needs to get flipped on its head here. And I think the cleanest example of this, of because again we could probably continue as we are in as we're doing in Mac here, and we will have to create some stupid Objective C++ interop stuff and massage some data back and forth, and again we kind of want to only have to do that in one direction if that's possible, but we would have to do it both ways probably. But if I did some research, and if you have ever done Android app development, right? So on Android, you may be familiar, it's got at the very lowest level, Android is based off of the Linux kernel. It has a bunch of hardware abstraction layer stuff, so that you can previously you could have chips that had different instruction set architectures, You have support for all sorts of the different hardware and like the million different hardware vendors that can target Android on top of that. So there's this huge layer of all these drivers and stuff, and that's all on like native code, right? It's Linux kernel and stuff sitting right on top of Linux kernel. So that is all C, C++, and I guess there's Rust in your Android phone now. But that kind of all is squirreled away. All of that native code is squirreled away. And what the top level operating system and most of the application code expects you to be doing is to be living in a Java or Kotlin VM sandbox, right? So you have like per app basically a Java VM. You have a Java VM. Everything is sort of virtualized so that you have a very locked down memory model. Apple does a lockdown memory model too, but they don't run in VM. This is like another layer of this is how you kind of make the app secure and not or make a platform secure so that you don't have stuff crossing over that's not supposed to be. But then everybody is writing to a Java VM, writing that. Yeah, some Java calls are even unavailable in C++. Yeah, so you have to do like the to do any native dev, which you would want to do obviously for like high performance rendering stuff. You have to do the JNI stuff. You have to go through the stupid Android NDK, right? And this is a layer that you do not want to have to be going back and forth through a whole bunch of times. And I don't even think it is really. I'm not sure. I have not tried to like change the entry point in an Android app that does make use of the NDK. But I think it would be a real struggle to do things in that way where you try to like immediately take ownership of that and like get into a native code layer and then go do platform SDK stuff after. I think that's not even possible because your entry point, like it has to be going through this Java environment, right? So you're like just like looking ahead like that, and then also we're seeing the the working example here does things that way. I think this is unfortunately going to be the big refactor here, and it's going to be like flipping everything upside down, so that we have kind of different entry points per platform that have everything in there, and then we try to provide a C interface out of that to our separate like game lib, and this is also the point where again I'm playing around with the idea of doing things like Handmade Hero style, where we could Casey had set up pretty early in his show this separation in this specific way with on Windows, where the top level Windows stuff that owns the window itself is its own compiled executable that's dynamically loading and reloading the game library, so he does not have to like recompile everything, and he or he doesn't have to like close out of the program to recompile just the game stuff and make changes. In that way, hey, it boosts your developer productivity in tightening up your debug loop. Potentially, you don't have to recompile the entire game. You have to compile a subset of things, right? And that is also kind of like exactly where we want the boundary to be, right? That's where we want to draw the line between the stuff that we need to do to load into platform specific platform specific API, do our window management, set up our rendering and point it at the create the buffer that our game logic can start pointing to, and from there, we want to like draw the line and have all our stuff live on some other side of that boundary. So that's all to say. I was thinking about this problem for quite some time, for like all day yesterday, basically, and I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So this is obviously going to be quite a lot of freaking annoying refactoring here. Again, to change literally everything. And we're kind of in a state where nothing is compiling, so this is going to be painful for a little bit, but it simply just must be done at this point, I think. And hopefully on the other side of it, we are going to have now the thing that we desire, which is a game that has a robust enough like sort of engine, or engine abstraction layer, right? Whatever we want to call it, platform extraction layer, that we can start just slotting in new platforms into, while having to make minimal changes to our core game program. And I unfortunately, the thing that we had been going off of originally, the Ooga Booga engine / platform layer made by Charlie Malmquist. I think he would, the way he was writing it, I don't think would have continued working. I'm not sure what the theory was about the kind of the split. This is like pretty specific C dialect and way of doing things that I'm not 100% familiar with. Oh no, I'm not on my vacation yet. My vacation starts Sunday, so I was. I had the ambition of, hey, I could, if I finished the Mac layer of the game before then, I could just be taking the MacBook with me, and then just spend all vacation doing design problems and stuff. But I think unfortunately I've ripped apart so many things now, and we're not really close yet. Where I think the vacation is going to be spent doing the Mac ports. I think I've picked my plan, or at least a flight or two. So actually, I'm looking forward to those flights, because that is going to be like a prime opportunity to just focus away at this, and it's all just stupid refactoring anyway. So hey, I'll have something to keep me busy. All right. So where do we want to kind of start here? Unfortunately, we have all this Windows code that is this Win32 code. We want to be changing as we go along, but obviously none of this is going to compile or even really play nice with the LSP on Mac here. So I think we will, we'll try our best to get stuff sort of working as we go. So, and we have this is a little bit more mature code here, so we can kind of do some stuff. Now, I'm a little wary of, because this is basically re-architect my entire code base. I'm very wary of throwing LLM at this problem, because the real benefit of doing all of the code this way and doing it kind of all myself is that I know where everything is. I know enough to tell you like when this part of the architecture works or not, or where the problem with it is. And as soon as I like hand the reins over to, basically it would be someone else to do it, then I'm going to be fighting that once again, on top of fighting, because right now the third party code that I'm fighting is Steve Jobs' code from the night from whenever we had like some early versions of Mac OS, right? No, I understand. I have been, doing some like on my car rides, I've been asking, the LLMs basically, okay, here are all my assumptions that I've made for writing my game in this style, and here are the and what are the specific things that are going to be wrong, or not work as I move out into additional platforms, right? And so just kind of doing that exercise was how I came to the realization, hey, oh shit, Android is gonna be a freaking disaster if I try to do things that way, right? I think that is going to be the most amount of fighting against the platform that we're gonna have to do. So let's just take the happier path here, and not just the happy path, but also the one that I think is more reflective of the reality of the situation, which is that like all of the platform operating systems really are the ones who kind of own and launch the code to start with anyway, and it is their responsibility to launch a process and grab me all the memory and do all that bullshit, and then hand things off to the application code. And so that's really what's going on, and because of that, I think the closer we are to that, the less work we're gonna have to do in fighting that reality, right? And that's what we're doing. We just don't want to be fighting reality. We want to be fighting stupid decisions, stupid stuff. But there are some things that you can't. Anyway, okay, that's gonna be annoying because that's never gonna compile. So we can like refactor this stuff pretty solidly off on its own. Like I think we can like split this up into like a game in it, and then like have like a game main or something. I'll just make that a void for now until there's a reason to try to get a return type out of it or something. So let's see here. I think the real question is, this is kind of like getting done twice. Why don't we just do like that, and then we don't have to do that. Hey, there we go. We saved the computer some time. Yeah, so this should be like our init, and then we will do, a void game loop. There we go. This is all of these things are, well, most of this stuff should live in the game memory struct in like the frame somewhere. I think the reset world one already does. Oh, interesting. Is it world frame? Window, draw frame. Okay, it should it should live in like the game state somewhere. Let's see. I think we would want to put it I guess here, because this is where we're already putting all these flags. Equals true. So we will consume the reset at the very start of things there. So let's blow all these away while we're doing this stuff. Okay, and then we need the time stuff here. Okay. So we should also get rid of this flag here, because we do not want to be compiling everything as Objective-C++ anymore. That's the real that's the real secret, because that's kind of like what is, like we are writing stuff that is C++ specific syntax, and so we want it to be, we want to draw the line at individual files. We want to be able to contain the things being compiled in Objective-C to just the Mac specific code, the Mac platform specific code. What I don't know if this compiler flag is going to work against what we already are trying to do here. Because Clang we do want to specify which C++ we're using, right? But we do not want to force everything to be using C++, if that makes sense. And it is a different flag, right? This is like a standard flag, but we don't really know. Can use libc++ or libc standard. Yeah, yep. Oh, interesting. No lambdas in Clang. Well, we weren't using lambdas anyway, so oh well. I'm going to, I think it's probably fine, because this is like a totally different thing, like compiler flag, right? Oh, here we go. Yes, this guy gets a bunch of errors because of syntax, probably. Yeah. I'll use a lot of standard. Okay. So yeah, so Objective-C++, I guess, probably should have, does let you do your STL crap. Yeah. But then we have like Objective-C++, I'm going to guess is not like it does not fully support the like every single stupid thing C++ is doing, because there has to be some conflicting syntax somewhere. How's it going, the code guy 01? We're still working on some Mac stuff here, and the determination was we kind of have to refactor the whole model of how this code is split up between game logic and like platform layer logic. So that's where we're at right now, going through and now respecting the fact that the operating system should be owning the entry points for our program. That's its job, and then we go in and do all of our stuff after. So that is what is going on. I think I can kind of safely just do these. Well, so here's a thing too. No, all good. This is like really in the weeds here of like a deal of like writing code that is supposed to be native code to like a bunch of different things at once. But yeah, the thing that we're trying to our North Star here is basically just trying to think through what each of these platforms the computer is actually trying to do or wants us to be doing in order to play nice with them, right? The happy path where you don't have to fight the reality of the situation is generally what you want to try to steer towards, unless you've got a really good reason not to. And we're going to the happy path of sort of ownership here. Okay, so here's one thing, and here's another platform, another problem platform for us. In again, not trying to jump in right now, but something that we want to be able to support at some point is WebAssembly, right? If you don't know, WebAssembly is what lets you go run games in the browser. So if you look, we're gonna pimp Ted's game because we're so nice. This is all running in the browser. This is like the engine basically that we've been basing our code off of right now. And hey, look, this game is all rendering in Firefox here, right? It's a little. Oh, that's from my green screen. But yeah, the frame rate's like a little choppier than it would be if it was like a real native app, obviously. But it is. This is you can run the full game like pretty much at pace here, and we want to be able to do that. We want to be able to have a game run in the browser like relatively easily and be able to share that with people, be able to just have it go publish it on itch, and have people just go play and get feedback from it. But in order to run WebAssembly, like there are a bunch of like hacks. This is basically its own platform layer that we're targeting, plus like the actual browsers themselves. And there's a nuance here in that with that model or with that platform, the browser wants to own the loop. And what it wants to do is basically just call into a function inside the loop every time, or that like a function that it loops every time, because it doesn't want to be blocking execution of any of the other stuff that is going on in the browser. So this is like a concurrency problem. So our loop here was set up where we kind of owned the loop. And it was all inside, our main entry point. But I think that that will not continue working. I think that does not work. So we want to, we want to go through and like figure out what things we can get rid of this stupid crap, like all of those. Okay, so here, these ones are all we all want. So we will actually also dump those into the world. Float 64. Yes. Let's see, and we will put that also here. Oh, we already had one. Is anyone using that? I suppose not. Oh, that's a better place to do it anyway. Let's do that. Time elapsed, and then do we need the start time? I guess not. What is trying to control time elapsed? I'm gonna assume nothing. Yeah, it's totally broken. So we want to, let's see. We just want start time and last time here as well, because why not? And then we can figure out if that makes sense later. Time start. Okay. Okie dokie. So now minus world frame delta t. Okay. Yeah, that is all not quite right, but oh well. Okie dokie. Add the delta t. And yeah, I suppose we should dump those into. Oh wait, we should dump these two into setup world. Okay. Okay, and then yeah, the lapsed is 0. Yes, yes. And then we want to set world. We want to set reset to false, so it doesn't just keep doing that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, and then yeah, so now this thing here where we're trying to have the loop, we don't want. We do want like a void game close. And that should have like the graphics close. Maybe some other stuff. Okay. All right, so that all seems reasonable to me. That is what our loop function should look like. This is what we're calling into. We just have to remember to give the ownership of that to someone else. This might not make so much sense anymore, this OS update in here. Because this is our message dispatch loop here. Yeah, I suppose we can keep that that there. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe what should be happening is this sort of runs independently in the at the higher level, and then it goes in and grabs all our IO and whatever messages we want, and then passes that in at the start of each frame to the game. Yeah, I think that makes sense because like basically because there are 2 points where we want to be crossing the boundary every frame from R code to Windows code or Mac code. Is at the start of the frame when we need to grab IO, the IO state, and any events that we need to handle. And then I think at the end, after we've resolved everything and need to pass it back out to the render API. Good morning, Halfwoof. Yeah, this is the 20 microsecond stream here. We're trying to get our our rendering times down. So 20 microseconds. I think we could do a little bit better than that. Try to we want to try to cross into the nanosecond domain today. Get some real high performance compute going on. No, we're still working on Mac stuff, but now have an actual plan here for how we want to fix things up. So that's good. Yeah, I think this actually we do not want to have in here anymore. Yeah, I think we don't want that there right now. So let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of that. So here, this is a little annoying still because I had hoped that, making this not try to compile to Objective-C++ would fix this thing. No, we expected it to fix the log thing. Oh, it didn't fix that either. But it's possible those are fake errors that will go away once we do some better stuff. Yeah, this is because it's all blended in that types header. The hope is that the clamp top and the log thing would have been fixed. This thing may be wrong because we are using a different libc that may have different freaking options here. If we grok it, Mac .hmin not available. I say, what up with that, bro? Yes, that's expected. Oh, that's freaking so lame. So, because it was only floating point only. Oh. Ugh. So where was I getting that from? How was that working? I guess it must be in the C runtime. Fake errors, yeah. The problem is trying to determine which are the fake errors and which are the real errors. And I'm sure you could make a game out of that, right? Yeah. Let's see. WinDef. Oh, so they just have their own macro. Oh, so you know what? Yeah, let's just grab that. Yeah, why not? Let's grab that shit and put it right here. Boom, baby. Boom. Excellent. Now, the question is whether that overwriting that macro will cause a bunch of complaints on Windows. Remains to be seen. But we'll live with that for now. This kind of sucks, right? The fact that this is still not quite working here is a little worrying. And there is no printf-s. There is no printf-s. Oh, maybe it's just I'm missing the header now for it, because I thought it would be in standard IO, but we could be wrong here. How are we getting it in Windows? I think it was in C runtime, right? Yes, should be in C runtime. Standard IO or which are. I can't use Handmade in the title. I know. I'm using this stupid thing too. This I'm not like drawing the code out on punch cards or anything right now. So it's really just for the marketing here. Since C11, since C11 that is in the standard. All right, we can go on this one if that makes you feel more comfortable. We'll just give Sam Altman our data instead of Elon on Mac. Generally not available. Really? This was an optional part of the C11 standard? They have... Oh, fuck. Wow, that's dumb. Oh, how stupid. How stupid indeed. You gotta be kidding me. Wow, that's really annoying. Because I know that's gonna break. Or we need to just change that right now, or it will just break while we're trying to compile this stuff. Let's see if that fixes the macro. Let's see if that fixes the log macro. Doesn't look like it did. Oh, use of undeclared identifier U8. Ah, okay. Oh, actually, that's much better. That's much better. U8, and I guarantee you that's because we're like not getting to like types is not compiling yet, right? Because it has this shit in it. So let's get rid of that. We will dump it back in here for now, where it belongs. Into the trash you go. Okay, cool. So that fixed that. Okay, so this it still doesn't like. So what's the damage here? Why is that not a yeah. No, it is I've been like I think over like the last couple like last week or so, I've been getting like minimal, or for me, I've gone from literally zero traffic to actually like I am getting my stream archives are getting suggested in like, are popping up in recommended stuff like on YouTube. And handmade is a keyword. Handmade is a keyword that is leading people to my content. But again, you know, like we are trying to keep with the spirit of it. And I really don't want to hand the reins over to just have AI write the code. Like I'd rather just do it myself while we're here. But I'm not above, you know, asking for help. You know, I'm not above going on Stack Overflow, right? And that's kind of what I see this thing as, more efficient Stack Overflow. When we you know do chat LLM stuff like this. So what is the damage? Expect the expression. Is this thing going to tell us anything useful, or we still just have a million stupid Objective-C syntax issues and Windows issues? Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to find it yet. So we will have to defer this problem for now. Oh, what? Zone-based memory management is unavailable? I don't like that. Except standard format. Oh, Jesus. No, that's again one more thing that is not our code that is going to be a nightmare is C runtime stuff. We're already right now fighting a bunch of C runtime is implemented different on all these platforms. Jesus. Like, yeah, now I'm understanding why Charlie, why Ooga Booga was very aggressive in trying to implement as much C runtime stuff, you know, in there as possible, because oh Jesus, it's kind of a problem. It is kind of a problem. Yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll have to fix this later. Not sure what the problem is there. This one is the problem because, you know, we're keep going and then we get to this point, and then it doesn't like it. And then this is all direct 3D stuff. Oh yeah, MSVC is not fun. I have found like, you know, I think it is. I think you're right. Clang and GCC produce pretty similar, like, or have a pretty similar set of things covered. But I think Clang is very much more aggressive in when it combs through when it does like a static code analysis, in like throwing warnings and stuff. It may be just like, when I've used it, I've had some more aggressive settings on, but I have found like, hey, my code, I compile my code with GCC and everything looked just fine, and then I switch the compiler to Clang, and it's like, no, you have like 12 memory leaks, bro. You gotta fix, and like null pointer stuff happening. You need to fix that. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Glad someone caught that. Everybody uses Clanged. Yeah, everybody uses Clanged. Unless you are, unless you live in Visual Studio land, or in VS Code, right? Because I don't think like the VS Code C++ LSP is it Microsoft. I think it's using like the magic. Yeah, I think if you use the official one, it's going to It's going to use IntelliSense. So that is another thing, right? Where it is, it's kind of annoying because Microsoft isn't nice enough to let you use IntelliSense on with like NeoVim. I think that's like a TOS thing. Yeah. Everything is red. Oh god, yeah. No, everything like Clanged is hard to like. Like if you don't have like your compile commands, like everything's red and Clanged too is the thing. But you have to set that up, and if you don't have like CMake managing that for you, you have to like kind of double edit everything, which is hella annoying. But anyway, it is these are the battles we fight with open standard programming language. Is all of these mismatches and annoying crap, but it's our only path forward. It's the only thing that actually is native on all these platforms anyway. So it's what we must write to, unless we want to be writing interop layers to everything in Odin or or whatever, Oh Jesus, yeah. No, it's like I think Microsoft has like been really slow for the last couple of cycles too, in actually getting new like having support for the new C++ standards. Like I think like when on Visual Studio 2022, they were still not fully supporting C++ 17 yet. And I think C++ 17 was one that had some crazy additional feature set. I don't remember. I'm gonna have to go to work here in a second, but I do want to look standard versions. What was? We'll just ask this thing. Like I think I want to say 17 is like super lambda stuff. Maybe not. Standard optional. If constant. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Oh no, 14 is lambda. Oh okay, that has some lambdas. This has more lambdas. Oh, and this had auto. Oh god, auto. Yeah. The spaceship thing. That's right. Fuck, like who is using this? Man. And then 26, I don't even freaking know Who the hell is using 26? Jesus. Yeah, no, I think we, I don't think I've used, like, you just use IOStream, right? Is that the same thing? I'm not recalling offhand. No, yeah, I think I just like IO streamed a bunch of stuff the last time I was super in C++ STL land. So we also, like, my last job, we were trying to stay at 11, and then we just couldn't. Someone really wanted to go like templatize like an entire code base, and then we ended up on 17. Uh, yeah, that's not bad. Like, that is much more readable than IOStream. IOStream is a little bit like, what the hell is going on here? uh, but yeah. Um, anyway, that's kind of all the time we have for today. We'll just commit this because we're farming that GitHub streak, right? The moving model for OS to own entry point. Curse standard formats too. I'm sure format has always been like a nightmare type thing. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining me on this fine morning. I'm gonna have to head off to work now. We're gonna get to do some more fun programming stuff, but nothing quite as fun as writing to the Mac to the Mac AppKit API. That's just been just such a blast. So thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all tomorrow, or we'll have our last stream for a little bit. Wait until Tim Cook deletes this, bro. Yeah, on his way out, Tim Cook is gonna just pull down all the Foundation servers, everything that's hosting Foundation, and then we'll be back to the Stone Age here.